Most people find out about Kaigo Hoken just after they turn 40, when their take-home salary suddenly drops. It's an unpleasant surprise, but knowing a bit more about the system might take some of the sting out of it. So, what is Kaigo Hoken? How much does it cost? And what does it do? Let's talk about it. Kaigo Hoken is long-term nursing insurance, and it's basically a public service funded by insurance contributions. Anyone over the age of 40 has to pay into the system, and you can get some of the benefits if you're over 65 and you need nursing care, or in some limited cases if you're under 65 and you have some kind of chronic health condition. So who has to pay into Kaigo Hoken? Well, basically everyone in Japan who's over the age of 40. If you're between 40 and 65, you will pay premiums along with your health insurance, either through your company, if you are on Shakai Hoken, or directly to your local authority if you're on Kokumin Kenko Hoken. If you're over 65 and your income is below a certain amount, your Kaigo Hoken will be taken directly from your Nenkin at source. And if your income is over a certain amount, you'll be sent a bill for Kaigo Hoken, and you'll pay that normally along with your health insurance. So, how much is Kaigo Hoken? Well, the premiums are actually decided by each local authority, so they're all slightly different. To get your exact premiums, you'd have to look at the website for the city or area that you live. Here is an example from Fuji City. As you can see, if your income's very low and you don't pay income tax, then your premiums are set at a very low level. But as your income goes up, you can see that your annual premiums get larger and larger and larger. And the premiums seem to max out between 150,000 and 200,000 yen a year, depending on where you live. So everyone's paying into Kaigo Hoken, but who can actually get the benefits from it? Well, there's two levels to the system. So if you're under 65, you can get access to Kaigo Hoken services in a very limited number of situations, basically if you have some kind of chronic health condition. If you're over 65, it's much easier to get access to Kaigo Hoken if you need it. It's not automatic, there are several steps you need to go through. The first one is to get your local authority to approve you as someone who is deemed to need Kaigo Hoken. Then your level of need will be assessed, and finally you'll have to consult with a care manager who normally works for a private company that provides Kaigo Hoken services, and they'll draw up a kind of service plan for you, a kind of treatment plan, and that will be what you get. And then you can start receiving help. What Kaigo Hoken does is it subsidizes a range of nursing assistance or care assistance depending on the person's need. So you might have someone visit your home and help you with daily activities. You might go to a daycare facility where you receive physiotherapy or occupational therapy or bathing or just food and companionship. You might receive a subsidy to help refurbish your home, maybe make it barrier free, etc, etc. Or you might go into a care facility. What Kaigo Hoken does is that it pays for a proportion of the care that you receive based on your income and your level of need and how much care you need and so on. There's also a cap on how much you have to pay, much like the high cost medical treatment cap that we talked about in a previous video. I'll link to that in the description below. So my experience with Kaigo Hoken so far, I've been paying it for the last 5 years. So I'm 45 now, I started paying 5 years ago. And my wife's father has been receiving various treatments under Kaigo Hoken, mainly by going to daycare. So my father-in-law has dementia. It's fairly mild, but he still needs help with that. So he goes to daycare several times a week, mainly to give my mother-in-law a bit of a break from looking after him. At the daycare, he gets exercise and therapy and washing and food, basically. Kaigo Hoken makes it possible for normal people and normal families to access nursing services that otherwise might have been too expensive for them to afford. How about you? What's your experience with Kaigo Hoken been? Have you got any questions about the system? If so, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.